Donald Trump took over the US presidency about 3 weeks ago. Yes, that's it. It may feel longer because he's been so busy and making so many headlines. He's been issuing executive orders like there is no tomorrow. One new policy after another. A lot of his orders have appended things, especially domestically in the US. Trump has been looking at downsizing the US government, and he has put one man in charge of this mission, the world's richest man, Elon Musk. The Tesla CEO is in charge of DOGE, which stands for Department of Government Efficiency, which is a misleading name because DOGE is not an official US government agency. It's a temporary office in place until Trump and Musk manage to quote-unquote trim all the fat, as they put it. But this throws up some ethical questions. How can a temp worker like Elon Musk have so much power? Is he really allowed to fire US government employees or even access their personal data? Where is the oversight? American courts are trying to come up with some answers, but in the meantime, Trump is busy empowering Musk and DOGE. The US president signed another executive order yesterday, directing the heads of federal agencies to consult with DOGE. At the same time, Trump brought Musk to the Oval Office. He gave his quote-unquote first buddy a press debut. And Elon Musk was not alone. He brought one of his children along, the one with a strange name. For convenience, we'll call him X. Most people do anyway. X is number 7 of the 12 children Musk has fathered. He will turn 5 in a few months. So tiny child in tow, wearing a black MAGA cap. The world's richest man addressed the press.
At a high level, if you say what is the goal of DOGE and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, aren't we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, FKX, we would have to, if you it's all right. I tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes.
Musk went on to talk about his work at DOGE, like the federal firing spree.
There are good people who are in the federal bureaucracy, but you can't have an autonomous federal bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the people. That's the whole point of a democracy. And if you looked at if you looked at the founders today and said, what do you think of the way things have turned out? Well, we have this unelected, fourth unconstitutional branch of government, which is the bureaucracy, which has, in a lot of ways, currently more power than any elected representative.
That last part is quite ironic. Do you think Musk has more or less power than any elected representative today? Did Elon Musk win an election? Or did he just bankroll one and then latch on? Pot calling the kettle black indeed. Anyway, moving on.
Mr. Musk, the White House says that you will identify and excuse yourself from any conflicts of interest that you may have. Does that mean that you are in effect policing yourself? What are the checks and balances that are in place to ensure that there is accountability and transparency?
Well, we actually are trying to be as transparent as possible. In fact, we post our actions to the DOGE handle on X and to the DOGE website.
People check that claim. It turns out the DOGE website had no information on it. Not when Musk said this anyway. And the Twitter posts are ambiguous at best. DOGE also does not list out the people it employs or specifies its exact actions. But Musk says he's trying to be as transparent as possible. Right. The reporters also called him out on this. Musk seems to be spreading misinformation here. He agrees with the false claim that the US spent $50 million on condoms for Gaza, which is false. They were for Mozambique, to prevent the spread of HIV and AIDS. When asked about the lie, this is what Musk said.
Well, first of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be corrected. So nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes. But if it went to Mozambique instead of Gaza, I'm like, okay, that's not as bad, but still, why are we doing that?
Again, the US was doing that to prevent the spread of AIDS. Did he misread Mozambique for Gaza when he claimed that it was the tip of the iceberg? Or did he not bother to verify the claim at all? This is the person who will decide the fates of thousands of US government employees. So good luck to them, because this presser has confirmed one thing. Musk and Trump will not be backing down. We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we put together for you. And touted as the minimum defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout this week. Yes, Hindu Mandir in we're on our way to Tel Aviv. Measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
we were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote effort. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 4.3 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.